And here we have part 2 due to my long-term saga with iMovie that won't allow me to save any video over 10 minutes, which is ridiculous because I have loads of storage on this iPad. So it's clearly a bug, and we have looked it up on Google and it is a bug in the program. So time to find another editing program and relearn it. So without any further ado, here is part 2. Right, I've got my high-tech, very sticky glue. I've had to unscrew the lid because it just gets all bunged up in the lid and you can't use it. I don't know if anyone else has that problem. So we're just going to hopefully tip some on the back. Oh, it really does look a bit gloopy. Really does look a bit gloopy. Spread it all round. Got hair stuck in there by the looks of it. Let's perhaps take some of it off. Stick those two together. Get the excess glue off. Okay, and then I'm going to stick some on this one, moving the hair. I think I must be molting. Make sure it goes to all the edges. And I'm going to stick that on the side. I'm going to get some pegs to clamp it together. So I've clamped that together, and I'm going to leave it to dry while I go and make myself some lunch. And then I will be back after lunch and hopefully work out how to make some legs for it. I made 4 legs, and they're made up of 4 pieces of board glued together, and they are going to get glued onto the table like that. At least that is the theory. Hopefully they will stick. So I'm going to try that next, and I'll show you how I get on. What I forgot to say was I used a 2-sided emery board, one with slightly rougher and one slightly smoother, and just tidied up the edges of the legs, and we're now going to see if I can glue them together. So I've repaired a little wooden chair I've got, and the saucepans are holding it together. Hopefully it will stick. And then here's my little coffee table. I've glued that. Once it's properly dry, I'm going to hopefully paint it with a wood-like colour, and we will see if it looks realistic or not. So that is the plan. While I've been waiting for the glue to dry, I've printed off a couple of pictures that I painted a few years ago now, and I'm hoping that they will look quite good on the wall. One I've sort of done a mock frame for, and the other ones I haven't. I'm just experimenting with size at the moment. That's why there are 2 of each with different sizes. So I'm going to see what they look like. So I now have a couple of little prints to put on the wall. I'm quite pleased with those. And here's the other one. And yeah, I think this is probably almost ready to paint now, so I might mix up my paints. Okay, so I've got something to mix my paint on. I've got my little table here. I've got some colours sorted out. I've got burnt umber, burnt sienna, black, white and yellow ochre. I'm going to try mixing these two and see what sort of colour I come up with. And I'm going to just paint it on just a normal bit of card to start with. And yeah, we'll see what we can come up with colour wise. So I don't want it to be too dark. I might use that to start with. So we'll paint the legs, at least they're consistent in colour. And I will probably stop this so that it's because I can't have my films too long, so I'll paint the rest and then I'll stop it. I'll restart it. Okay, so I have painted the 4 legs. I'm going to paint underneath the base and then I'm going to leave it aside to dry, and then I'll come back and paint the top. Right, so I have the bottom of it painted. I'm going to leave it to dry and then we'll do the top. My little table has been painted, and I think I'm going to leave it like that, although it looks like the coverage is sort of light there. Quite often you do see tables with a bit of light coverage, and I think it does actually give a bit of a wood effect, or at least I think it does. And I'm actually quite pleased with it for my very first attempt at making a piece of furniture out of cardboard. And you will see the little tea set fits on there quite nicely. Little cups. Yeah, so I think that works. Find the lids for my teapots. It's a lid for the teapot. They're quite fiddly to hold, these tiny little things. Right. Yeah, so there's my little coffee table. I'm going to move it into the house and we'll see what it looks like. Right, so I've got the coffee table in situ, and I'm actually really pleased with it. I've noticed there are a couple of other little spots that need touch-ups on the legs and the side, but that's okay, I can do that. I'm really thrilled with it actually, because I didn't even think about making things with cardboard until I watched some inspiring YouTube videos, inspiring creators of Doll's House Miniatures, and I've linked to some of those people already, and I've got 3 more I want to link to today. One is Bentley House Minis, who has made an absolutely incredible Addams Family dollhouse, and you really must see it. She's so talented and the house is amazing. The other is the Gothic Unicorn, and she's made some amazing things with junk, you know, what we'd call recycling, plastic lids and various other bits and pieces. So she's definitely worth watching as well. And also little Gretchen's Workshop, who's created doll's house items with bottle tops, and she's made pots and pans and all sorts of things, and they're definitely worth watching. And I've put the pictures up on the wall, as you can see. It's only temporary because I am going to decorate this room. This is just a little temporary layout to see what it looks like. And I've got the fireplace in the back there, but I'm not sure whether we're going to go with that fireplace or a different one. And yeah, Muriel and Mrs. what's her name are currently in discussion about whose house it's going to be. I think they're definitely vying for it, and the jury is still out. They both look a bit laid back though. I think perhaps they've had too much tea or they're just worn out. Anyway, I hope you like this video. I'm hoping it's not going to be too long and I can actually save it, otherwise I'm going to have to split it in 2. And yeah, I've had fun making this, and I'm thankful to all the wonderful YouTube creators who've shown how to make things with cardboard and stuff like that, and plastics, and it's really opened my eyes to all the possibilities, and I'm going to have a lot of fun. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Please yeah, feel free to leave a comment, and do check out the links in the description box below, because there's some wonderful YouTube channels out there. Bye for now.